Let me pull it up here so I can maneuver around it. So this is our mirror board. We've been working on it for about, this is our fourth full day. So for 3.5 days we've been working on it. We got a lot of stuff kind of done here. We have our forest. Let me zoom in a little bit here. We have our three main characters that we're going to use. We have our forest and all the things that are in the forest and lake. We have our town or village. I need to add a couple things to the village today, and we'll do that. And then we have our mine, and run by grandfather's brother. And yes, I know that there's a problem between the ancestors that we've used and the grandfather and his brother, because we call someone in their grandfather and stuff like that. So we will be correcting that at one point, but just not today. And then we have our sample dungeons that we generated from a D&D dungeon generator. So we generated 19 levels and kind of just pieced them together. They weren't meant to fit perfect, but they're just sample. They're just sample and test stuff, and we will be working on that later. As we start to build them out, they're going to change and evolve, and we're going to figure out like what goes in them and stuff like that. Because each level has to have something special. It has to have like I'm what I'm thinking is as our levels increase, we go deeper into the dungeon. So what we'll probably end up doing is color coding our dungeons to, if we even can we? No, we don't need Miro AI. No, maybe we can't. We'll have to like do an outline color or something. But if we color code them, then we can say these ones are level 1 dungeons, these are level 2 dungeons, etc., etc. So we can think about that. Until then, we can just put, say, a number 1 next to them or something, or a number 2. So we'll talk about that a little bit. We have our ancestor stuff going here. We have a few more things to add to this. Let me go to my notes over here real quick. So I do have notes for it. And it is, I forgot to bring those up. Game notes, got them. Okay, back here to the ancestry stuff. Then do we have wisdom yet? We put skills, advice. Advice and wisdom, I think, to me, are two different things. So we will be adding wisdom, although some of it does kind of sound the same. But we'll fix that. We will fix it one way or another. Do a find replace thing here. Okay, bump a dump. Thank you. Okay, so let's start with number 1. We're going to go, let's just duplicate this. Copy. Put it over here. Put it here. We're going to change this to wisdom. And like I was saying, all of this stuff is subject to change once we start building things. And yeah. So, but it gives us starting points. Okay, let's put that one in. So our first wisdom from a great grandpa, but I can't see the mouse. Okay, there it is. Take that out, put that one in. Let's do this while we're here. Then I'll go back and read that in a second. I'm going to take each of these out here. That way we don't get things confused. Don't want to put the wrong things in the wrong areas. Sure you guys can see what I'm doing, hopefully. And 9. Pull up a little bit. Hopefully that's on the screen. Yes, it is. Okay. Oh, we take all that. Okay. So, second one. Let's read the first one first, though. Okay, the first one was from your first ancestor. Your great-great-grandfather might say, "My child, remember this, courage is not absence of fear, but the triumph over it. You must not be afraid to face the unknown and to fight for what is right. Do not give up, for the road ahead might be long, but it is worth it." Okay, now the advice from the grandmother. The great-great-grandmother might say, "My dear, always remember to be kind and understanding. The world is full of people who are suffering, and you must do your part to ease their pain. Be humble and put yourself in their shoes, for only then will you truly understand them." I know, these are very cheesy. I completely understand. It's because when you're writing cheesy stuff, it leads to better stuff. If you didn't have cheesy stuff, you wouldn't have quesadillas. That's all I'm saying. Okay, third ancestor, your great grandfather might say, "Knowledge is power, my boy. Always be curious and seek out new information. The more you know, the better equipped you will be to make wise decisions and overcome obstacles ahead." I just realized I'm not seeing the chat window. So I don't know if you guys are saying, "Have you thought about it?" Yeah, we could do it. That, like I said, we have 16 levels. We can do anything. Let me go to Treva Tree's question. Have you thought about, instead of different levels of full dungeon, setting up a few dungeons with different floors, groups? And yeah, each of those levels, even though they're laid out flat and there's stairways going to up and down, but yeah, we could branch them off into having a circular hub where the miners, bosses work and all that stuff, and then have offshoots of that hub, or even having other stairways coming up in any area of the world. Knowledge is power, and because of that, people say that pen is mightier than the sword. Well, John Wick just proved that to be correct. Well, he wasn't the first one. If you go and look at Grosse Pointe Blank, there's a really good scene as to the pen is mightier than the sword. And always thank the people that give you the pen. If you haven't seen Grosse Pointe Blank, it is a very, very fun movie with John Cusack. Very fun movie. It's basically about a professional assassin going back for his high school reunion. Funny stuff. You know what? I think I put the wrong one in. Oh, did I put the wrong one in for great grandma? Great grandfather, great grandma. Yes, I put the wrong one in for. I put sample dialogue in instead of wisdom. Did I do that on all of them? Yes, I sure the hell did. I should be understanding them. No. Okay, well, we need to change this because this is not wisdom. This is sample dialogue that I wrote. Because I did it wrong. Is that the sample dialogue too? Yep, that's sample dialogue too. Okay, let's just change this to sample dialogue. Okay, yeah, I screwed that up. Okay, good morning. 1997 film directed by George. Yes, Grosse Pointe Blank. It is really good. It is really, really good. And there's a great line in this is to say, "Thanks for the pen." Yeah, it'll come up on our movie of the day at 1.2. It's a really good movie. Sorry, but you know, headphones suck. Let me close this. Let's change this back because I think we need to do wisdom before dialogue. So let's do this. Let's do. Okay, we're going to do that. We're going to take this one and dump it down here as a later. We're going to come back up here to this one. And line it up. Take this out. I'm going to go back to wisdom first. Wisdom has to go first. He's dome. Not dome. Not a bubble. Well, it could be, but it's not. Let's see. Let me make sure I have this right. You teaches you about importance of courage, determination. Okay. Okay, you must be. Sorry about any typos. I realized that there's typos in these things. Okay, so the wisdom from the first grandfather is actually first ancestor, your great grandfather, teaches you about the importance of courage and determination. He tells you that no matter how difficult the journey may be, you must never give up on your quest to find grandfather and bring him home. Okay, now grandma, again, sorry about any typos. Second ancestor, your great great grandmother, teaches you about the importance of humility. Wait a minute. Did I screw? Was I off on all of these when I was putting them in? Oh no. Okay, good. I didn't screw them up. Honest, Reverend. Okay, second, it teaches you about the importance of humility and compassion. She tells you that in order to truly understand the world and people around you, you must learn to see things from other people's perspective. I think it's just because I've written them and read them, and now my brain is like, wait a minute, we did this already. I would generally make the wisdom as puns and jokes rather than, yeah, and we'll get to all that later. This is just the quick rundowns, and we can talk about things that could be more humorous later. But for me, when you're doing humorous stuff, and I talked about this a little bit, it's good to have like a whole bunch of people, just throwing ideas out there and trying different things, because then you get a more organic funny, and that's much more funnier. That's much greater for me, and it has more sticking power. Okay, our fourth great grandmother teaches you about the importance of loyalty and honor. She tells you that in order to be a true hero, you must always be true to your friends and family, and you must always act with integrity and honor. Okay, grandfather. This is what I was saying is we have a grandfather and grandmother here, but yet he lives with his grandfather, and that's who's missing. So we're going to have to correct that at some point. Your grandfather teaches you about the importance of family and tradition and tells you that your family is your strength and your greatest strength, and that you must always remember your heritage and traditions that have shaped you. Yep. 6. Yeah, we're just burning through these because it's just get them out of the way so we have them, because they're going to evolve and change as we go. Your 6th ancestor, your grandmother, you teaches you about the importance of patience and perseverance. She tells you that true success comes from being able to perceive through difficult times and be patient when things don't go as planned. Yep. 7. Mother teaches you about the importance of strength, of discipline. Tells you that in order to be a true warrior, you must physically mentally strong, as you must be disciplined in both your training and actions. Yeah, we can, like I said, this is just outline. This, in fact, I would say a good 40% of this might not even make it into the game when we start putting it together. Because these are just ideas. These are just to spark what we're making in the world, not to, I never look at any idea that we put out as this is going to be it and that's that, because you don't know until you start building it and playing it. This is just the roadmap. And like all roadmaps, sometimes you find shortcuts, sometimes you find better ways of doing things. Let's see, your 8th ancestor, your mother's mother, teaches you about the importance of stealth and cunning. She tells you that sometimes the best way to overcome an obstacle is to outsmart it, and that you must learn to be stealthy and cunning in order to succeed. That is really bizarre, because I could have swore, let's see, she's number 8. Okay, Foxy attacks. Okay, yeah, I didn't screw it up. Mother's mother. Father, mother's mother. Oh, yeah, good. Oh, okay, yeah. I have them side by side in a spreadsheet, and I just realized that what the problem is that as I was writing out each thing, I was putting them next to each other so that they were consistent. So it sounds like something I've written already, because it technically is something I've written already. The 9th ancestor, your father's father, teaches you about the importance of strategy and planning. He tells you that in order to be a true leader, you must be able to plan ahead and think strategically on all actions. Yeah, I realize what I did now. Because what you want to do is, and this is a good point, is as I'm looking across these, as you're moving back and forth through them, your characters have to be consistent. So if great granddad is talking about the importance of courage and determination, he should be talking about courage and determination here. He should be talking about courage and determination here. It's because that's his thing, you know. And then when we get down to the sample dialogues, it's the same thing. Is he has to talk about courage and those kind of things, so that there's a consistency in his character that doesn't go away. Let's move this out here. We'll go make everything 2 blocks. So a little bit smaller. This 2 blocks. That way there, and then we can pull this one up that we're going to do later, and it can be 2 blocks. Till we zoom in and screw up what the blocks are. Come on. Okay, thank you. Okay, so now we have some consistency here, and I might as well just go ahead and drop the dialogue in while we're here, since we've already done a lot of it. Okay. And what's funny is I've taken these from old notes of things that I was thinking about for other games. Basically, that's what I'm doing, is I'm going through a bunch of old notes, and I'm updating them, and then using them for our game here. And it's stuff that I haven't used yet, so that's actually worked out okay. So we will make it through, and it will all be happy. 4th ancestor sample dialogue. Your greatest grandmother might say, "Honor and loyalty are the pillars of a true hero. Always be true to your friends. and family, and never compromise your integrity. Remember that your actions will reflect on your family and village, and make sure you represent them well. Haha, 4, 5. Grandfather, family is everything, my child. Remember where you come from and the traditions that have shaped you. They will guide you through difficult times and give you the strength to continue your journey. 6. I'm just go ahead and throw these out here so that we have them. Perseverance is the key to success when things don't go as planned. Remember to be patient and to keep moving forward. The road may be long, but the destination is worth it. Which is basically what he said over there too. Yeah. Because our player won't know all these things beforehand, that's why we have sample dialogue. To be true warrior, you must be physically and mentally strong. Train your body and your mind, and always be disciplined in your action. Remember that true strength comes from within. 8. Sorry, I'm not looking at chat at the moment. I'm just throwing these in here so we have them. Hopefully we're not in an ad right now. Ad break ends. Oh, we are in an ad right now. Of course, once I look up, we're in an ad. Ad Zambi. We'll be back. Oh. Well, integrity always matters. I mean, one of the things that I try to teach my boys is that you're only as good as your word. You're only as good as what you've done right or wrong, you know. We will see what happens. But that's just it, is in the old days, games used to teach things. It wasn't just go blow everything up and everything's good. You know, it used to teach things and teach morals and values. Some games, not every game. I'm not saying every game did this, but there was a lot of those kind of games. You know, I think that the psychological thing that Thor did in Heartbound is actually pretty cool. So, you know, I liked it. 9 seconds left. 3, 2, 1. Okay, and we're back. Okay, here, where were we? Okay, sometimes the best way to overcome an obstacle is to outsmart it. Learn to be stealthy and cunning, and always be aware of your surroundings. Remember that the element of surprise can be your greatest weapon. And the last one, our 9th sample dialogue. Strategy and planning are essential in the true leader. Think ahead and always consider the consequences of your actions. Remember that a well-planned action is worth 1,000 reactive ones. Didn't we do... I think I crossed them. I thought there was a strategy and planning one up here, but like I said, when you start putting these things together, you can get lost in them and start going, oh, didn't I do that already? But you have to remember that you're continuing a character onward. This probably wasn't the best way to do this. It probably would have just been better to make one for each character, for each of those statues. But we're all good. I think we're good because right now we have the plan here is we'll put a plan together for if they don't find the crypt or if they don't go through the crypt. But I was also thinking about, we were putting things out here for the start of the game. Where did I put it? This opening. And I thought about, because what I talked about is that we could do an opening sequence which shows him working for the grandfather and all that other stuff, and the grandfather sending him off to the big city to the apothecary to pick something up. But then I thought about that is it takes your player, and your player isn't involved in the relationship between the kid and his grandfather. And so what I thought about is instead of having this in as the opening, we come up with a different opening, which I haven't figured out what I want to do with it yet. So we'll go alternate alt opening. And in the alt opening, what I was thinking was this, is if we, let me make that bigger. Okay, so this is what I was thinking. If we, in this alt opening, we literally start the game dropping them into the hut, outside the hut of Grandpa's hut. Just drop them in with no intro, nothing. Drop the player in. Drop the player in, and at that time, when he's dropped in, the grandfather is telling him that they need to chop some logs. You know, so logs needs logs. So there's some interaction between the grandfather and the child. So, or the player. So the player and so they go together. Um, so together they find a falling tree and they chop logs for their to heat their home. So that it's not just here's the intro, and then you're in the game and grandfather's gone. I thought that it would be better to have a much more interaction between the boy and grandpa, you know, and have them eat lunch in the hut, you know, have them sleep maybe, and we can come up with what the full sequence is, you know. Wake up, and he sends him on his way, and he is sent to big city. And we can do a thing like the kid wakes up, or our player wakes up, and grandfather, or better yet, granddad wakes player. Come on, keyboard. And in urgent. Urgent tone sends him to the big city, meaning this. So, we'll put a little thing here. See, because we built the clinic, we built those things. Now we know parts of what their day is. So it's like, okay, kid slept late. Grandpa was already called to the clinic to take care of something. He doesn't have what he needs to heal whoever's in there. So he comes back and he sends the kid to the big city, and then we can run the intro because we can do a. I know you're going to laugh about this, but you know this looks like a good place for a montage. Yeah, and then do montage going to big city. Big city. Okay. Huh. Fingers just are not working today. And no, I can never spell anything the first time. Getting off the screen. No, the screen yet. So add its attack. Because a montage can be the actual intro. And then okay. So something more like that. So now we have we have a regular standard, we have a video cut opening, and then here we can still do the video cut opening similar to what we have here, but we can put a drop the player in piece before that shows the interaction between the granddad and the grandson and the camaraderie between them and the caring between them and stuff like that. Yes. I like that sign. You are not what the Savvy Otter wrote. You are not what you say you'll do. You are what you do. That is absolutely true. And you always pay attention to what they do, not to what they say. That's true with anybody. Yeah, I haven't played Heartbound. I just know some of the concepts that he was throwing around for it when he was first putting it together. I'm not sure what made it in because I haven't played it. So yeah, so we can have a little thing where they're just kind of, the player is kind of playing through a day in the life of granddad and the boy, and then the montage starts where he goes on his journey, and then it works more like a cutscene than an opening, and that might be interesting. That might be something that would be really good. Okay, now the thing that I want to try to do today is going to be a lot more difficult than I imagined it would be. And here's why, is I want to map out what level 1 looks like. The first level, like whether it's 0 to, oh, yeah, pop this up one. Whether it works, what 0 looks like. So our character comes in and he's level 0. We'll actually use this as an example. You know, and what we can do is maybe we can do this, is where we drop him at 0 and he does these things with grandpa. And then that brings him to level 1. That might be actually a good way to do it, because we can do the day-to-day stuff that he and his grandpa does. So we can go, okay, we're going to go, they go chop logs. Then they go and they clean. Yeah, let's go over here. They clean the training room, you know, and then they go over and they clean the clinic. You know, we can use these things for reasons why. Put that in there so that it moves with it. Does it move with it? I think it does, yeah. A little bit lower. So I want to keep it in there. Yeah, okay. Okay, so the idea being is level 1 is basically learning how this stuff learning how they live together. So let's talk about what the tasks are in doing that. You just take this and put it up higher. Oh, I want it inside the square. That'll make that fit. Okay. Same thing here. Sorry. Building maintenance. Okay. Okay, so we do this. Let's say start here. Okay, so we list the things here that to achieve level 1, I thought about it in regards to we're trying to build the connection between the player and the grandfather, so that there's a we're showing that the grandfather is someone that he really cares about. Oh, you're fine. Welcome episode. You're good. While going through that, the player can have a choice to do it for his grandfather or to be a brat about it. No, absolutely. Well, but that's why we have our plus and minus achievement system. Is and we'll put just so that we recognize that point. Will or will not. Okay. He will or will not do. Because we can give the player the option of yes, he agrees to do what he's being asked, or we can say, or he can say, no, I'm not doing that. You know. So we got gather logs, clean hut. Bed. It's funny, there was a point that was brought up, and I forget where it came from, but it made me laugh. It was like a week or two ago, and the point was, as for teenagers, is you cannot go out and complain about society and what society's woes are if you can't clean your room. I thought that was very funny. Oh my god, I thought that was funny. Hmm. See, what did I miss up here? Nothing attached to me. Okay, so clean hut, make bed. Um, we're just going to call it the dojo for now. Clean dojo. Um, fishing. Basically, level 0 to level 1 is all about living the life that he is living with his grandfather. Wash dishes, yes. Put that up here too. Wow, my brain went blank. Just general stuff. Also, we can talk about a little bit. Oh, we're overrunning some stuff. Let's move a little bit. You know, we can also do when he's cleaning the dojo, we can also say training. He should have his daily training, meditation, or just quiet time, you know, things like that, you know. So all of the original, the opening stuff is all about just the general day-to-day life. And this would be level 0 through 1. You know, so that kind of thing. I thought that would be kind of, can possibly solve problems if you can't take care of your room. Yes. I don't know who said it. It was on something. I forget what, but it just made me laugh. The whole lead by example. You can't possibly solve society's problems if you can't even take care of your room. Yes. Get water from the well. Yes, that's another one. That is a good one. Yeah, and then what we'll do is add up here. Because we're building it to where you could be either or, we definitely must have a brat mode. And then we also have to have a what does grandfather do if he's a brat? So we can say grandfather's motivations. Okay. Granddad's motivates. Low. It's not like we can take his Game Boy away. But I cannot believe I spelled that right. Is that spelled right? That's not spelled right. Discipline. I'm waiting for the little red stuff to come up to say that you're wrong, but it's not coming up. So I'm gonna leave it like that because it's funny. Discipline. The perks of being a wallflower. Huh. Is it? I have the movie. I haven't watched it yet. Sweep the yard. Get water from the well. I don't know if there is a well. Well, there's a. If nothing else, we don't have a well yet. We do have a lake. So what we could do is we could put a well in. We could put it at some distance. We'll say we'll put it over here. That'll be the well. We'll make it a little bigger and then we'll make it smaller in a second. Let's put some. So now we have a well. We'll put the well, say, let's put it right here for now. It's in the forest. It's out in the forest, and there's a path that leads to it type thing. There's our well. So there, problem solved. water from the well. Well, well, well. Water have we here? Ha! Blazing the Phoenix. Today it's just like burning past. I mean, wow. Okay, so this is all 0 to 1. And what we're going to do is we're not going to go directly into the non-script leveling up yet. 0 to 1 is just our default, which is this here. He's just doing stuff around the house, and finding things along the way. We'll say that when he's like cleaning stuff or going out to the forest or walking to the well, maybe he can find some things, but what another thing we'll do is right now, I don't think we have these in any order. I had started to put them in order, then I thought about it last night. I'm like, putting these in order makes no sense. And here's why. He should be able to find them anywhere or do them in whatever order he wants. However, he should not be able to go against the big boss. Oh, jeez, we're in ads. Sorry, guys. Every now and then I do look up. Of course, this time apparently I looked up 1 minute and 45 seconds in. Sorry about that, guys. I need to set an alarm or something that makes noise. And the ads are about to start. I think that there was a thing for adding that, so I'm going to have to add a sound effect. It tells me. Because I get talking and thinking about stuff, and then I lose track of time. So what I was saying was basically this, is I had started to put levels in for what levels each of these are, and I don't think I'm going to do that. And the reason why is I want the player to be able to do them in whatever order they want. We do have them numbered for our purposes, but do they need to be done should they need to be done in a certain order? I don't think so. I don't think they should. I think it's if the artwork is done a certain way, what we can do is represent what the skill that they'll get from it is, and then go from there and then let them choose basically what it's going to be. Sorry, I just a little bit goofy on this. Let's go back just a little. So that you're walking into something more like this, then yeah, I can make things simple, honest. Sure, you help me there. Let's delete that. So by making it circular, then we can do a thing where it's like mostly open. Perfect. Close enough. So now he's just coming into a big opening as opposed to a thing. And we can put this may be silly, but I'm going to do it anyway. Put a small fountain right here in the middle. That could be pretty cool. One of the tasks will be to probably get the fountain working again. Yeah, that's better. Pick all this up now. Move it over this way so at least visually it looks centered when it probably technically isn't. But oh well. I think that's a better representation. Yeah. So we just come in through here. And I still haven't even decided where it should be. I don't necessarily think it'd be in town. It might be like half in town and half in the thing, because I'm assuming that grandfather's brother is going to want to go there now and then as well, and probably doesn't want to go all the way to the forest to do it. To make things simple, or to simply make things both. They're both equally hard. Okay, let me go back to my notes because I forgot something. Let's go over here. We need to add. Yeah, we have a. Oh, that's what's bothering me. We had made standalone notes for everybody else, but for some, oops. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, so now we have the tailor. We have a seamstress. Okay. We have the advanced one, the advanced blacksmith, higher level weapons and tools. Honest trader and the grocer. This is food. Apothecary is like if they have a pharmacy. The barber shop is where you go for your gossipy. Grumpy cook, of course, the waitress, of course, and the bartender in the restaurant. Pottery shop for making things, because I think the temple will need vases and stuff like that. Town hall. Mayor. Corrupt officials. Okay. Okay, now we have a specialty items. We have a machine shop and stuff like that for making stuff for the mine. But we also have a mining supply, which we have to define why that's necessary when we have the other thing. And um, I think that that does not belong in town. And here's why. What I would say is to take this and move it closer to the railroad, because then the machine shop can send stuff to the mine expert, and then they can send things off to the big city to get them and things like that. I think that's a better place for it. Take it out of the town. We do have, where's it at? We do not have, is that what's missing? Yes. Store, barber, restaurant, pottery, downtown, candles, carpenter, meat. Okay, we need a of these guys up here. Bakery, meat shop. I put, no, I didn't. Candle shop. Then what we'll do is put a hotel, boarding house. That's the word I was. Room and board. There you go. Because yes, we have the barracks. However, there's still going to be people that come into the town, because that we can introduce new characters into the town for people that are either coming to check out the mine, or salespeople that are coming to sell different items to the different shows, to the different shops and stuff. That could be a beneficial thing. we'll just put main desk manager, and we'll make that a pink color. Smaller. Right size. Just a little smaller. Okay, so we have the main desk manager and the bellboy. Boop-a-doop boop. Oh boy. Which could lead to a whole bunch of creepy things. And the main desk manager will be female. Okay, so there we go. Let's go back to our overview. Yeah, so everything 0 to 1 will happen in this area. Then after grandfather disappears, because he'll be level 1 when grandfather disappears. Then we'll start branching off into the big city, because I think he should go to the big city to find grandfather, see if grandfather went to town or something, because he comes back, he's just gone. You know. Yeah, in the room and board, a big buxom growly woman would be really cool for running the brothel. She takes no shit from anybody. That could be really, really good. Restaurant, grocer, mining supply, carpenter, whole supply, doctor, nurse, pub owner, boarding house owner. Yep. That's what we were missing. General store we have, tailor we have, blacksmith we have. Okay. So I think we're actually in a really good spot. Now it's just mapping out. We have our opening. We have everything that he does for level 1. So now it's just we start the search for grandpa, basically, is where I think we have pretty much everything else we need. Because we're going to have to add puzzles, but I think that for me, puzzles are better to figure out once you have like some things laid out and things like that, to where you can go in and go, okay. So now we go, if they go in here, Lions War, Falcon's Hit. So I think each of these should lead to a set of quests that involve that particular thing. Because say this, let's say, thinking about story-wise, let's say that as he's coming back, he the bandits, he gets away from the bandits. However, one of them does like shoot an arrow through his arm, like so as his upper arm, he got hit with an arrow. So when he gets to the situation where he's like here with the ancestors, maybe he builds the where's it at? The turtle shell. He wants to get the turtle shell first so he never has to suffer that pain again. You know, so then we go off on the tangent for this. What quests can we build for each of these and make it worthwhile to in search of grandpa? Let me do this real quick. Let's move these guys here. Oh, come on. Put them down here a bit. And we'll grab this, put them down here. It's close enough. That's good enough. Because we have to have a reason for having these. And are these, like I said, these are just real quick throw together things. So are they even the right ones? So if we say level 1 to level 2, okay. So we go. So he's going to start the search for his granddad. It's like, where is he? Oh my God, where is he? Gotta find granddad. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Start search for granddad. So the first thing he goes is he goes to the training, GD training. Then he goes to clinic. Right, nurse gives information, give info. If info say that men dragged him away. Now here's an interesting thing that I didn't think of is what if the person that the granddad was trying to save died and oh, follow that up, guys. You can do it. Search for granddad. Uh, search granddad training. Search the dojo. Clinic. Crying nurse gives information. Men dragged him away. Patient. We'll say patient died. The one that he was going to get the medicine for died. Good afternoon. Okay, man dragged him away to the east. To the east. Or go into town. Or sorry, go into village. Talk to. I'm leaving this very vague, the talk to shopkeepers thing very vague, because we haven't yet completely worked out all of the shopkeepers and stuff like that. So I think that we'll keep that vague at this time because we don't know which ones are going to be good, are going to give him good information, which one's going to be bad because we haven't written any of that stuff yet. So here we go. Talk to shopkeepers. you know, and then we'll also say find, what do we call it again? Family crypt. Find family crypt. Choose first. Choose first ancestor. Do quests. Retrieve. Okay, so I just had an idea. I just wrote it down here. So after he rebuilds the broken statue, say he rebuilds the statue of his great great grandfather. Sorry, I've lost the mouse again. And down here in the tomb, I put the fountain in because I thought it was cool, but it can also have a function. So say he goes and he finds all the parts to get the lion's roar. The spirit can't give him the lion's roar, but the fountain can. So if he completes all the tasks for great great grandfather, grandfather bestows upon him the lion's roar. He cannot use the lion's roar until he drinks from the fountain, which is pulls all of the whatever the energy is from the ancestors into him, so that he can use that ability. That would be kind of cool. So that I think would be cool. And that what we can do there is, where is what I'm looking for? Go this. From here, here. That could be good stuff. And ads are starting soon. I actually caught it this time. So something like that, to where he can't use it until he drinks from the fountain. I think that's what we're going to do with that. I think that can be kind of fun. And this is just sloppies, but that's okay. Sloppy's okay. And we're in ads. So something like that, I think, would be pretty cool. That's me. You guys are so silent. Whenever I do this, you guys get really, really silent. And I'm like, okay, so I hope someone's out there. Please pay attention to me. I'm doing stuff. I mean well. I'm not very smart. So yeah, so something like that, which, like I said, this is not what this was not something that I had thought about before. So that's the cool part about doing this, is you can try a bunch of stuff. And as you're going along, you can come up with just new things and say, oh wow, you know what? That can connect to that, and that can work really, really well. So that's a good thing. Okay, we're all learning. I'm a teacher that is perfectly happy with being interrupted with questions and stuff. So please feel free. I mean, because I did look up, and that's how we ended up with a well, because I forgot about a well, and then one of you suggested a well, so we put the well in. You know, but that's a cool part. But yeah, Okay, so then he drinks from the well and then he powers up. And what we can do is, oh, geez, I keep forgetting that I'm in ads. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just. We can also just, we'll build the important points. Let me get out of this. So what I was thinking about is this mapping this out just now just sparked a thing in me where I'm like, okay, well, what if when you rebuild the statue, I'm repeating myself because we just came out of an ad break. What if we rebuild the statue? Once you rebuild the statue, you have to drink from the fountain in the temple or in the crypt in order to receive the like in this particular case for a great grandfather, you have to, in order to receive the lion's roar after you've rebuilt the statue, you have to drink from the fountain, and the fountain gives you that power up, and then you advance. Now, one thing that I thought would be kind of cool is if we have our main character, Karak, yeah, something like that. Screw it, spelled it wrong. Live with it. So, what I was thinking about is as he's at each level, he becomes a little bit older. I think I saw this in a game years ago. Let's see, with every experience, let's say with every experience, he ages. So let's say at level 0, well, this thing's gonna screw me up. I want it to be 0. Oh well, it's not gonna let me. Okay, so we'll do it this way. I'll just go 0 equals 10. We'll say he's 10 years old at the beginning of the cycle, right? Now, by the end, we want him to be, we'll say, he won't age. What it is his character. His character is aging, but we're going to use his body age to represent the experience he has. So as he jumps in experience, as he gains each of these, or however we're going to do it if he doesn't find the crypt, then we'll advance him, we'll say 3 years. So he'll be 13 at 1, 16 at 2. No, that's still too much, I think. 19. It just makes him too old. I don't think it's going to. I didn't think about it this when I was thinking about the concept. 22, 25. Oh, sorry. I can count. Can't spell count. Completely useless. 28. 32. Nope. 31. 34. 37. 40. 43. All right. 3, 9, 22, 25, 28, 21, 4, 7. So this is rudimentary, and I may need to change the ages to where it's like every 2 years or something, so we're not growing that much. So he's still young when we're done, so we can do a sequel. But I want the art for the character to change every time he levels up to where he gets a little bit bigger, a little bit older, and I'll determine how many years it is per level. Maybe it looks like probably 2 would be better, so, but you get the general idea. So that's what I'm thinking right now. And then that will also help him grow. But it's a metaphysical growth shown in animation, not that we're jumping ahead 3 years, because then we have to age everybody, and I don't think that'll work. I think that'll be actually kind of a big pain in the ass. But we have the basics for, we want him to do the searching. We can put a whole bunch of quests in there, because even when he goes to the village, the villagers can give him things to do. He can go to he can search everywhere in the forest first for him. Talk to the fishermen, ask them if they've seen, if he's in the lake, things. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff we can do, and we'll get to all that. But we have to decide which things are levels. Right now, level 0 to 1 is basically, or sorry, 1 to 2 is basically searching. He is searching everywhere he can go for his grandfather. And then let me put in here, because it just sparks something. What we want to do is, let's see, this would be 6. And the reason I'm putting this down as a note, because I thought that's what I did. So what we want is, we want a light hand on the uncle blocking him at this point. I think that would be a good thing, because it's not like a heavy hand yet. We'll get to heavy hand when he gets into the higher levels, but at this point there should be a light hand of the uncle guiding him, but not guiding him, more guiding him away from places he doesn't want him to be than guiding him to. Like, we could do a thing where he tries to go into tries to go into the boarding house and can't get in there. He tries to go into the town hall and is sent away. Basic things like meat shops, things like that. There's only going to be certain places he can go at that level, but he's blocked by he doesn't know it, but he's blocked by his uncle and his uncle's people. So I think something like that, and we can work out what those particulars are. Right now at this level, he cannot go here at all. He cannot go into any of the mining stuff or any of those things. Can't get to any of this stuff. I think that's completely fair. He needs to be, I think that from a standpoint of here, I think he would have to have maybe half of these. No, not half. A third of these in order to be able to get into the mine, because he's going to need some stealth. So he's going to need the fox's trickery to get in. Yeah, I think that's the main one he's going to need. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that works out. Okay, let's see. Where are my notes? Got me some more notes. Town folks, butcher, potter, blah blah blah. That's what we were talking about before. Okay, general store, boarding house. Okay, where's my big list? Big list should be over here. Oh, wow. Oh, there it is. Okay. Sorry, I have notes everywhere now. Things that he can collect. We started working on this, I believe, already, didn't we? Yes, we did. Gettable items in the game. Okay, let's. Coal. I'm jumping around and I apologize for that, but just straight ore, not coal, but just basic things. No, we got no, we don't. Okay. I put weeds. How about herbs? Just general food. Let's go. Okay, artifacts. Artifacts. Let me move this over here so I can see a little bit better. Keep blocking the chat window so I'm not paying attention. Oops. Don't want to do that. I already have things kind of set up. I don't want them lost. Was playing the game the other day where you make potions and someone wanted frost resist to insulate a horse with, and then me stop and dump a bunch of notes into a dock of my own. Cool. Yeah, we could that's a good point. In fact, what we can do is this is we'll say, yes, there's things he can get, but what about things he can make? Because he has to have the ability to make some things on his own without having to go to town. You know, and some of those could be like herb concoctions and stuff like that. We'll say potions because that's the word you actually use, and I agree with. That's what set me off. There's certain potions he can make because his grandfather taught him how to make them. I don't know about a what you put up here was a frost resist potion, which I think is a good idea but depending on what world we put this in, there may not be a winter, but we'll see. Dowsing, building materials, yeah. Hold up, that's genius. Any world with significant magic would definitely be finding ways to implement them in their way of life. Yes. Who trusts a 10-year-old to make anything? Well, that's just it. He's not just a 10-year-old. He's a 10-year-old whose grandfather, who lives with his grandfather, who runs the clinic and helps train people. So the assumption may be with the villagers that his grandfather has trained him for a lot of stuff. So I think there would be a lot more trust for him than for a regular 10-year-old. At least that's my opinion. But if we work around the lines that Sparta just said, is what that may be. But he may know enough, or he may know enough to where he knows how to make the potions, and he just makes them for himself. But he's still going to need stuff to make those potions, and we're going to still have to come up with an ingredients list for those potions. The Pokemon world trusts 10-year-olds to roam the countryside and catch and battle mythical and powerful creatures. Depends on the world. Yeah. Because maybe people in that world only live to 25. Maybe 10 is a good age. Oh, it's 3:00 already. Wow. Artifacts. Need, bottles, potion bottles. As you guys have probably noticed, I kind of jump all over the place, and it's because for me that's how I always design things. Is I will concentrate on something, and then other ideas will come up, and I'll run with them for a little while. Because what I tell artists is this: is I will give an artist a piece of artwork to work on, and I will tell them while you're working on that piece of artwork, if another idea pops in your head, do that or do that idea as well, because it's your subconscious is working on things while your consciousness is busy doing other things, and your subconscious will start sending notes down to central command, and you need to listen to them sometimes. So what I've found in my past is this: is I'm working on a piece of artwork. I'm making what I've been asked for, but my brain goes, you know what? It'd be cool if you did this too. So I would make that too. So I would have two different versions. Then I would give them alternates. Say, here's the one you asked for. Here's the one that here's a couple, or one that has a little something else in it. And what I found over the years, and this is not just with my artwork, this is with other artists' artwork as well. So majority of the time, they like the alternate better. And my reasoning on it is because it comes from the part in your brain as an artist that is your most creative. And sometimes it has to yell at you to say, we really should try this too. But you need to, the more you listen to it, the more polite it'll be with you. But it's definitely a good way to look at things. Anything you're working on, actually, it doesn't have to be art. It could be writing or something like that. It could be anything. It could be building a cabinet. You know, sometimes your subconscious says, hey, I have an idea. Pay attention to it. Hello, Geff. G-E-L, Gelf. Gelf Chief. Okay, where are we at? We have 4 minutes. Okay, I must have really screwed up on the ad stuff. I'll have to see about fixing it somehow. Okay, so I think this is pretty good for level 1 and 2. 1 to 2. Then we'll do 2 to 3, etc. We'll just put them all along the top here. And these are rough outs. So what I mean by that is, and I've said this before, but I don't know if everybody that's listening now was listening then, is this is what we'll do to rough out what level 1 to 2 is. As we start to build the game and stuff like that, we will see opportunities to add side quests, to add one-offs, all kinds of stuff to it. And that's pretty much how how I've always done it, is, or have how I want to do it. How about that? That's a better way to put it. I wouldn't say always did it this way, because a lot of the games that I worked on, these opportunities didn't come around. You know, so you just do what you're asked to do and move on. Sucks, but it gets it done. So that's where we're at with that. So now we'll make one for, and we may find that it actually grows beyond this anyway. Okay, it's not going to let me do that, is it? Nope, it's not going to let me just copy that. Ah, now it did. Okay, let's go to delete all that and go 2 to 3. We'll say now continue search, but by the same token, he's probably at this point, let's say he wants to stay in town more often, you know, because his hut is far away, and we'll say it's a half a day's journey to get to the village, you know, so we're going to want him to find a place to stay. Now, not necessarily, or let's put it this way. The reason I say it doesn't have to be boarding house is this, is let's say the uncle is blocking him from the boarding house. Let's just make that boarding house and make it official. Okay. So let's say that because miners and people that are coming to the mine stay in the boarding house, the uncle won't allow the boarding mistress to let the boy stay there in town. So we may have to do a thing where he stays in the temple or he stays at the school. You know, maybe sneaks in the back of the library and sleeps in the back of the library. You know, those kind of things. Or even just sleeps in the town square, you know, like a hobo. But we don't know yet. So, but he's continuing his search for Grandpa. He's trying to stay in town more. Learning more. GD and Uncle. I'm just gonna call him Uncle for now. Learning more about GD and Uncle. Yeah. Now, does he have to return? Nobody's running the dojo now. Nobody's running the clinic. Maybe the nurses are running the clinic for now. So we have to say that there's okay, we'll say there's rumblings that the clinic's not available anymore. Available. So no doctor. That kind of thing. Sleeping with the horses. Yeah, he can sleep with the horses. See if I can get that in. Okay, and Zambi. Let's see where are we with our stats here. Followers goal, we need 905 to reach 13,000. Subscriptions, we're at 27 of 100. Bits, we're at 5,330 of 15,000. Okay. Well, thank you, Tuto 1902. I'm trying, you know, it's been a long time since I've sat down and had to do this kind of thing, but I thought that someone had said that they would really like me to finish this project, this example I was giving last week. So this is only our 4.5 days in. I think we're pretty close to something that we can actually go start building, which we're gonna probably build on Monday. But we will see. We will see. And they probably didn't hear a word. No, they're good. They're subbed, so they heard what I said. Good. Little packets. This is awesome. Okay. Sleeping with the I added sleeping with the horses. Thank you very much for that. Blaze the Phoenix. 24 seconds. Let's see. Oh God, we got a lot of stuff here. Yeah, Monday, on Saturday and Sunday, I'm gonna go and look at Game Maker Studio and see if see how hard it is to set up and to at least get to a point to where we can actually start building something. So I will probably have to do some tutorials over the weekend because I have never used it before. I know there's tutorials out there. We are back. We are back. We're back. Okay, so we added just before the ad break, we added sleeping with horses because you can sleep with the horses, which reminds me, we do not have a stable in town, do we? Nope. We can make the schoolhouse a little bit smaller. Put a rock out there so it's schoolhouse rock. No, kidding. I'm assuming the stables would have to be over here by the boarding house. Stables. Grab one of our pink. Make a stable master. Which could be good too, because he can work as a stable boy. Say the stable boy gets sick or something, so he pitches in. Right now, we'll just put the stable boy in. In fact, why don't we think about this? Is we right now he doesn't seem to have friends, so let's do this. Let's say that while he's in town, he makes friends with the stable boy, and then the stable boy hooks him up with like a place to sleep. So let's do this. Let's go back up here. Places in the village. Let's see, boarding house. Stable boy. Then we can put that like that. Sleeping with the horses, because I think that could be a good reason why he's sleeping with the horses is because the stable boy is his friend. The stable boy is helping him. Yes, I give myself homework all the time, little packages. Well, yeah, I usually have a list of homework stuff that comes up when we're talking. So, like a good example. Let me see if I can find a good example of homework. Um, Oh, one of the homeworks was that we want to do on Fridays. We want to talk about some musical albums and stuff like that. Cool albums from cool vinyl albums that are out there. So we have. So I went and collected a bunch of album covers that I'll talk about. I do still have to tonight get a list of the songs on each of those albums because I just want to list the songs. I don't think we're going to be able to play the songs because of the copyright stuff and things like that. But I think that's okay because we can still show really cool albums and the cool songs on them, which will trigger more curiosity for you guys to go out and look for them. With YouTube, you just got to put the name in and you can find anything. That would be a pretty cool episode. Rage, Rained grandfather loses his mind and drop kicks his PC after failing to set up a game agent. Yeah, could be. But I'm a tad smarter than that, so I don't think I will fail at it. There'll be some bumps and bruises along the way, but I won't fail at it, and I will never drop kick my PC because then if I did that, I'd have to rebuild it, and rebuilding PC sucks. So. But luckily, I'm smart enough to build my own, which you all should learn how to do. Is sleeping with the horses like sleeping with the fishes? No. He's not Luca Brasi. Luca Brasi sleeps with the fishes. Apparently there's a new update for my phone. 15 minutes. Can we play them ourselves while you talk? You can play whatever you want. I'm not, as long as I'm not streaming it. I won't get in trouble if you're playing it by yourself. That's good. For me, I'd be rebuilding my foot. Yeah, I have some issues here and there too because I'm old and I fall down a lot. Apparently, we can play on. Yeah, I think that as we pull up the albums and we start talking about them, that we can you can absolutely pull them up and play them in the background for yourselves. Okay, so where were we? Continue search. Finding place to sleep in the stay in the village. Make friends with the stable boy. Sleeps with the horses. Learning more about granddad and uncle. There's rumblings from the clinic, so he has to return to the clinic. And maybe he can. No, doctor. We help with what we know. You know. 4. Come back to town. Back to town. Run quests from villagers. Build up reputation. Reputation. Which gives us more access. Oh. More people willing to help, etc. You know, but we can treat this like acts. So if we do that, and then we end each act basically with a cliffhanger. So what we can do is we can build a bunch of quests about going like he goes in and he sweeps the floor for the barber for the barber. You know, and in that while he's in there, we can do a thing where he's listening to them talking. You know, so that could be a cool thing. Let's write that up here. That could be a thing that he does. He installs a different color. I think he does orange. So we can start putting some of those things in as things that he can do too. Yeah, I need to take a quick thing. I need to go answer the door because the door is ringing. Um, oh, I got rid of my be right back thing. Okay. Not an ad zombie. Oh God, what am I gonna do here? We'll put shirt of the day up. I'll be right back. There are times when things have to be signed for. Sorry about that. Let's see, where were we? Design room. Okay. My headphones back on. Okay, where were we? What are you going to do it so? Okay. Catch up on the chat here. I'm totally going to do it. I'm pushing 7,300 songs on Spotify. Can never have too much music. Yeah. Getting 200 just last weekend. Wow. Why not run ads? So you don't have to. Because I forget that I can just hit the button and say run ads. In all honesty, I could have just ran ads. You're absolutely right. Because they're coming up in 7 minutes anyway. Yes, that is the shirt of the day. For those of you who missed it, this is the shirt of the day. It's the shirt that I have on. As with every shirt of the day, it is the shirt that I have on. We also had the movie of the day, which was Captain America, the First Avenger from 2011. This was our movie of the day. And we played some Rock and Roll Racing, and oh wow, it aired out. Okay. And we did some zombie stuff. We did the jokes of the day, where you guys got 6 jokes. And then we're doing some game design now. So what I'm starting to put in and is things that he can do in these different places. So, you know, he can like Candle, let's say Carpenter's thing, he can sweep up. You know, so we put it there, we go sweep up, make that orange, so it's things that he can do for that particular thing. Meat shop, he can okay, let's do different things. So he can knead dough. Knead dough. Probably spelled wrong. With an A. Put an A in there. What the hell? It's prettier. Yeah, so these are things that he can do, or he can be sent to get goods. How about that? For the baker. Maybe the baker needs some flour or sent to get goods from store. That'd be good. Goods, I get it. You know, so we can do things like that where we're okay. We're now building stuff. You know, and this apothecary can also, like his grandpa did. Is this apothecary can send him to the other to main town to get medicines. Sent to get medicines from big city. That could be things he can do. You know, for the blacksmith, he can stoke the fire. Stoke the fire. And we'll think of, we can put more in here later, but you get the basic ideas of what we can do here now. You know, grocer, he can stock shelves. And these are just rudimentary, just real quick. What can he do for these people type stuff? For the waitress, of course, he could clear tables. that kind of thing. Yeah, so our pick up supplies. Well, that's some things. Embarrassing. Now we have some things he can do while he's in town to build up reputation, do all that stuff. Um, Sweet Temple. These guys are the bad guys when you deal with them. But yeah, so you can see where we can start to build out things for them to do. The get supplies, I think that anybody here can send him to get some kind of supplies. So I think that's a foregone conclusion. But I just wanted to write it down. I had it. Yeah. Then we can also say, okay, what else happens in there? Because like everywhere here, he can listen in, he can question people, he can do all that kind of thing. But the whole point of 0 or 2 to 3 is to build reputation and to get more people to open up to him. I think that could work out really, really well. Oh, I like the shirt of the day. Oh, thank you. I am no longer the answer. Oh, I'm so sorry. Devil King, welcome to 43, my friend. It's your birthday. Happy birthday to Devil King, everybody. Send him some love. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. At 43. I remember 43 like it was, oh shit, 20 years ago. Never mind. I don't remember 43. It is telling me that an ad break is coming up in 15 seconds. But it won't come up in 15 seconds. It'll come up in about a minute and 15 seconds. Because the timer that it puts up times you to the button that says ads will be starting soon without a number on it. So you sit there and stare at it and go, what the hell am I looking at? Okay, so we got a lot of stuff here. We need to put some stuff over here of what he can do for the fishermen. We'll do that after the ad break. But yeah, these are all, like I said, these are all just quick run-ins, quick drop-in information stuff. Because we can also say that he can learn stuff at the train station. He can learn stuff from the fishermen in the lake, in the fisherman's hut. There's a lot of those kind of things that we can add in there.